The Marvel Universe launched 65 years ago today with the publication of Fantastic Four, issue number 1, but I'm not making a Fantastic Four video because I went to go see the new Spider-Man movie, greatest movie in the world, and I wanted to show a few Spider-Man comics. You see, that movie, the outdoor scenes where it's supposed to be in Manhattan, were actually filmed in Glasgow, Scotland, and I was just in Glasgow, Scotland, and I bought some Spider-Man comic books while I was there at Forbidden Planet. I want to show them to you. I've got this issue of Super Spider-Man with the superheroes. Look, it is a landscape format. And I got Spider-Man and Hulk Weekly. Now, this is a regular format. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of Spider-Man comics in the UK. It's kind of interesting. The first Marvel comic released in the United Kingdom was The Mighty World of Marvel in October of 1972. It was a weekly UK reprint book. And then the second release came the following February in 1973, and it was a Spider-Man comic. And the history of it is unfolding with many, many different names. So it started out called Spider-Man Comics Weekly, and it ran for 157 issues, but then it changed its name to Super Spider-Man with the Superheroes. That ran from issue 158 to 198, and I have here issue 196. This is from November of 1976. And I picked out this particular one because it had the tarantula on the cover, and I had just completed collecting every single appearance of the tarantula. Kind of spurred on a little bit by his appearance in the new Spider-Man movie, but also because I had just gotten his first appearance and grew up with his final appearance and wanted to fill in the blanks. So these covers are in color, and they're new, but based on artwork from the American comic covers, and they are landscape in format and black and white interiors, so they put 2 comic pages per page, and they're too small for my old eyeballs. And you can see they start printing right on the inside back cover. The entire comic is very flimsy. You have to lay it down in front of you to read. You can't really hold it up like a regular comic. It just flops all over the place. But this starts off with a reprint of the Tarantula story. The Tarantula is a very bad beast from Amazing Spider-Man issue 147, 1975. And then it goes into a reprint of a story from Thor, issue 194. This is called This Fatal Fury from 1971. And then this story from Iron Man, issue 21, called The Replacement from 1969. I actually have the original Amazing Spider-Man issue 147 and Iron Man issue 21. I don't have Thor 194. Oh, check it out. An advertisement for UK toys. Looks like Army Man. That'd be fun. And then this Hercules double-page illustration. This looks like it was drawn for this publication specifically. It looks like a copy of the Jack Kirby art style. It does not look like Jack Kirby drew it himself. And I can't imagine this have been in an American comic because it is perfect for this shape. Oh, look at that. Another military UK toy. Well, it's a model ad. Okay. Now, Tales of Asgard story. These were at the back of the Thor comics. Super Spider-Man Roadshow is coming your way. See you there. And now we have a story from The Invaders, issue 3, called Blitzkrieg at Bermuda from 1975. I do have every issue of The Invaders, so that includes this one. Now check this out. Okay, so these look like they're made out of metal with rivets. Rivets. But look at this. Planet of the Apes and Dracula Lives. Is that a real comic? Can I get that? How have I not heard of that before? Now we have the letters page. And then a story from Marvel Team Up issue 5, A Passion of the Mind from 1972. He is teamed up with the Vision. Check that out. And why do my notes say there's Journey into Mystery issue 114, The Stronger I Am, The Sooner I Die from 1965? Because the comic is, maybe that's where that Tales of Asgard is from. Oh, I got it out of order on my notes. It wasn't my fault, it was the internet. But look at this, an ad for Frosted Flakes, but they call it Kellogg's Frosties. And I don't remember Tony the Tiger looking like that. Huh. Look, it's the tiny little boxes. Oh, my brother and I used to get these, and you would cut it down the middle and down both sides and fold it over, and then you could cover it in construction paper, and you could make a hand puppet out of it. We made the most perfect Gargamel puppet ever. It's awesome. Just can't do his voice. So like I said, this only lasted another 2 issues, and then he changed their name again to Super Spider-Man and the Titans. That lasted from issue 199 to 230. Then it became Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain, where they added Captain Britain to the comics. And those, you know what, I should have brought them in here, but I didn't. But I have issues of those. Those are with Stegron. Yeah, Stegron. So I have those. That lasted from issue 231 to 253, well, kind of a short run. I got the impression that it was all Spider-Man and Captain Britain comics. I guess just from the ones I had from Stegron. But then it became Super Spider-Man, issue 254 to 310. Then it became Spider-Man Comic, issue 311 to 333. Then it became The Spectacular Spider-Man Weekly, from issue 334 to 375. I almost couldn't get that out. And then it finally became Spider-Man and Hulk Weekly. That ran from issue 376 to issue 417. And right here I have issue 390 from August of 1980. And right now it is August of 2026. And I picked this one out because it has Spider-Man and Spider-Woman with the Hulk and She-Hulk. Holy cow, you can't get better than that. And there we go. 1 page per page, and it's even bigger than a regular comic. Now this is good for my eyebrows. Eyeballs. So we kick things off with a reprint of In Love and War from Amazing Spider-Man issue 205 from 1980. I don't think I have this comic. Oh, it's the Black Cat. Always my favorite of the Spider-Man girlfriends. And then we have a reprint of It Lives from Incredible Hulk, issue 244 from 1975. I also don't have this comic. But what's cool about this, I looked it up. This creature, what's his name? The Stone Colossus. This actually predates superhero comics. It is from the Atlas comic era, when it was a monster book, and they brought him back to battle the Hulk. I like that. Now check out these UK toys. Web Slinger, looks like a razor blade to cut mobsters' throats. Hulk Power Ray Hand Torch. That's probably a flashlight. Hulk and Spider-Man Jet Launch Gun. Wow. And the Amazing Leaping Spider-Man with delayed action jumping. He jumps slightly after you want him to. Now we go into a reprint of Spider-Woman issue 4 from 1978. And I have never read a Spider-Woman comic. I don't believe. Empire Strikes Back weekly comic strip adaptation advertisement. I have these. And then we have our She-Hulk comic reprint. This is from Savage She-Hulk issue 2, 1979. I have a paperback reprint of all the Savage She-Hulks. But I haven't read a She-Hulk comic, but I did like the TV show. But I like this. Spider-Man, then Hulk, then Spider-Woman, then She-Hulk. Very cool. Even though I'm not really on board with the female versions of the characters because they were created in time for the Hulk TV show just to deter anyone else from creating them, probably for the TV show, and then Marvel not having the copyright. But I feel they did a good job with She-Hulk, at least. I can't really say about Spider-Woman. She comes across as weird to me, shooting lasers out of her hands and stuff. I don't know how she is spider-related at all. Anyways, now we get into one final comic reprint bit that has nothing to do with those 4 characters, and that is this from The Defenders, issue 58 from 1977. The Defenders is a team of the Hulk. So, okay, we got the Hulk and Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange, right? That's the team members. Did it have Namor on it? I can't remember. But in this one, it doesn't. It has Hellcat, which is, okay, so look, Carol Danvers, that's Captain Marvel, but Hellcat here, that's that old Atlas Comics romance comic character. Is it Hetty from Patsy and Hetty, or is it Patsy Walker? It's one of those two ladies. They brought her into the Marvel Universe, made her a superhero. It's kind of a neat idea, but this is a letdown if you're expecting Silver Surfer and the Hulk and Doctor Strange. And then this guy, what's his name? I don't know. And then this character, the Shaman. This is his first appearance. I didn't read this. It's got AIM here. This guy looks lame. Looks like a cheap knockoff of the Angel or the Falcon or any number of those. I don't know. These are stupid characters. There's the Hulk. He shows up in the final panel to stand around, do nothing. Oh, there he is, standing around. Well, I looked around a little bit more. I can't figure out what his name is, and I don't care. That is kind of a down note to end this comic on. No. We have this advertisement. Starburst. Check this out. Spock. Dale Arden from Flash Gordon. Stormtrooper. Who's that? Is that a Doctor Who creature? There's Doctor Who himself, Tom Baker. And, what was her name? Lilandra? Lana? Sorry. And a brain creature? Buster Crabbe, Flash Gordon, and another Dale Arden. That is it a TV, Planet of the Apes? What's that robot from? Batman and Robin from the second movie serial from the 40s. And who's that? Oh, I want to know who that is. So, after Spider-Man and Hulk Weekly ran its course, it became Spider-Man and Hulk Team Up, issue 418, and it ran to issue 449, and then it became Super Spider-Man TV Comic. And that was in issue 450, and it ran to issue 499, and I think those were reprints of maybe the Electric Company comics, maybe comics based on Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I'd have to look online to see the covers again, but stuff like that. Then it became, it was just renamed Spider-Man with issue 500, and that ran all the way to issue 633. Now that's a nice long run. And then they just changed the name again to Spider-Man Comic again, because it was already titled that from 311 to 333, but now it is at issue 634, and it ran to 650, and then changed its name one last time, final time, to Spidey Comic. Spidey Comic. And that ran from issue 651 to issue 666, Number of the Beast, where it ended in December of 1985. And I can only guess after that, they just started importing the regular Amazing Spider-Man comic book from the United States, and the Spectacular Spider-Man, and Web of Spider-Man, and Marvel Team Up, and Marvel Tales, and then eventually Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, and so on and so forth. Because when you go to the UK, you can see all the American comics there as if it were America. But that's all I have for you now, and I'll see you next time.